Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another Sunday talk. Thank you so much for being here again. If you did not see the past Sunday talk, make sure to check it out, right? Because I was actually saying, we're going to be bearish for this week, and we did actually got bearish. Now, we had, of course, some sort of aggressive sellouts that were happening actually during London. That's when the markets are starting to sort of react and move strongly bearish. Now, let's see what's going to happen this week. If we're going to have maybe a much better type of entry setups during New York session. We do have actually Jerome Powell is speaking this week on Friday. It's going to be speaking. We do have FOMC on Wednesday. This is going to be at 2 p.m. So it's going to be in the middle of the week. So that means probably Monday, Tuesday, we're going to get actually choppy markets. So we got to watch out for that. All right. So let's go ahead and break it down. Right here, I'm going to try to review Nasdaq, S&P, and probably I'm going to add up US 30 as well, since I saw that some of you guys actually were requesting it. So let's see where we are right now. We see that we're still, of course, strongly bullish since this was the whole 2022 crash. And we started pumping up right here. And we did break the record highs, right? And we've been still bullish from there. So on the weekly time frame, we see that this previous week, past week, we actually ended up sweeping the previous high, right? Ended up displacing to the downside, failing to displace above, ended up moving to the downside. So we were expecting these lows to be taken. They did get actually taken. Now, this is the recent week that just passed. What's happening is that, I don't know if you can see here, we're just opening. The market is just opening, right? And this candle did not sweep below this low, did not displace below. The body of the candle did not displace below. And because did not displace below, we're probably going to be looking for to push up this week. So we did sweep liquidity. Let me go in the lower time frame right here so you can see what it did. Right, we had this relative equal lows right there, right? And this is where we, all this week, this was the entire drop, right? Pretty much dropping. We were having a pullback correction right here back into this fair value gap, and then from there, respecting fair value gaps. Now we just created this one, right? But understanding that we recently just swept this important relative equal lows. I think that price might actually go a little lower, probably, before it displaces back up. Like in the long term, I'm definitely looking for to target these highs. Okay, I want price, of course, to continue bullish. Okay, in here, if we go back on the daily, we see that after this last sweep that we recently had, sweep of liquidity, price displays up with a strong momentum. Look at this fair value gap right here, right? And the opening price of this candle, this is our order block, or it changes state of delivery. So price might actually come back somewhere here and tap into the zone before it pushes up. So kind of like seeing that accumulation, that power of three, the accumulation, that manipulation, and then boom, distribution back up, right? So let's see if that's actually going to happen. We got to keep an eye. So I still think that we might actually go a little lower. So I want an overall price to push up, but let's see. Right here in the 1 hour, we see the price did sweep one more time, right? One more time. And then kind of expecting, we have a potential changes state of delivery right here on the 1 hour. If I keep going in lower time frame, a lower time frame looks like we had already a change in the state of delivery right here, price reacting to the zone, and it's just that we're ranging. So probably this does not count because of the hour as well. It was on a Friday after this big melt. So what to expect? Of course, markets are just opening. I want to see how Monday is going to be. We have no news on Monday at all. So that means it's it's going to move slow. All right, most likely it's going to be very, very slow, and waiting, of course, for the FOMC and in overall Jerome Powell on Friday. Whenever this guy speaks, you know there's a lot of action in the market. So we're ranging at the moment. We are in this range. Let's see if we can catch. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not expecting much to happen on Monday. If we're accumulating right here, probably we might actually see something like, if something like this happens on Monday, and this places back up. I doubt that we're gonna have a big push just on Monday. I doubt it. I think we're gonna be more sort of choppy. But this move, it will take 150, 140, 140 pips. So we'll see. Anyways, I could be wrong, but because there's no news and we have FOMC on Wednesday, I'm expecting that Monday to be a pain in the ass. Probably it's going to be very either choppy or disrespectful, playing around. So we are in this area. I'm waiting. Okay. In overall, to be honest, what I want to see is probably even this low is being taken, maybe something like this failing on Monday, going a little deeper, and then probably stopping in here, and then probably here this to happen somewhere on, I don't know, probably on Wednesday or Tuesday, maybe showing some displacement up and actually pushing back up, right? In the long term. So I want to wait. I'm gonna be setting alerts and of course waiting for New York session on Monday. Um, on the other end, let's actually check S&P because look how different S&P is. Look. If I switch back on Nasdaq, look at the candles. Look at that big difference. Let me split this thing actually on two, and I'll go on the weekly right here. See these candles, right? Look at these candles on S&P. It's more. The candles are bigger, much bigger, right? Has more volume on Nasdaq, but on S&P, we've seen it's like a lot of doubt, right? Choppiness is not going anywhere, right? Very indecisive. So very, very different from Nasdaq right now. So on the weekly, it's not telling me much. On the daily, kind of a little bit different also than Nasdaq because you see that this candle, this daily candle, it did this place below, right? That Thursday candle. So this is the Friday candle. Because we did this place below this previous low, I am expecting actually this lows to be taken on Monday and this highs to be respected. So I want to see this daily lows being targeted. Okay, this is what the daily candles are telling me. If I go on Nasdaq, now I did not actually explain this one as well. So Nasdaq actually did close below. So you see that we are definitely going to go for this lows. For sure, we're going to be taking this lows. And because we're so close of this order block, I want to see that displacement to the downside. You see, this candle did actually close below. I thought I was actually seeing it on the daily, but I did not see it on the daily on Nasdaq. So all right, that looks interesting. I'm definitely bearish for Monday. Like I'm bearish up until this point. From here, price could shift all the way up. So what I would like to see is probably for price to be choppy in here, probably during Asian session right now. Right, I'm gonna mark up like right here. You can see. Right. So what I probably would like to see, I don't know if it's going to happen, but this would be awesome if it does something like this. We have this big fair value gap on that 1 hour. Okay, I'd like to see now at this point probably something like this, like price tapping in here during New York session and London session. Then by the time New York session opens, actually, I want to see that displacement and then targeting this low. I want to see that. And on Nasdaq, probably kind of like the same. I would rather see price to push up during Asian session in London and then New York session be somewhere here. So I could be looking for a sell entry all the way down here. So I'm definitely bearish on Monday based on the daily. Okay, based on the daily. If we're based on the weekly, weekly looks a little different, but right, because it did not displace below. And on the weekly on on S&P, look at the difference, right? Very big difference. So daily, I'm bearish. For Monday, I want to see these lows being taken. Let's see if I'm actually going to be right. Now, on US 30, those who wanted to check US 30 right here. So I'm on the daily. Let's see the weekly. Weekly is indecisive. We had the sweep from that previous week and also the sweep of the high. So sweep the low, sweep the high. So this is lots of indecision right now. On the daily, um, difference, look at the difference right here. It failed to displace below, right? So, probably expecting or somewhere here trying to see price actually go for this highs and maybe respect this low. It's not that bearish. Like I would not be that bearish on US 30 as I am on S&P and Nasdaq, because this S&P and Nasdaq, the candle they did close below. So you see, I would not be as bearish as I would be on Nasdaq and S&P. So anyways, hope it makes sense. So but we do have this relative equal highs right there, sort of ranging as well on US 30. There's a big range. Let's see what's going to happen right there. But I think we're going to have choppy choppy markets until tomorrow. Waiting. I really want to see some sort of push to the upside right here, and eventually, taking this buy side right here, taking that high and then displacement to downside. That's what I would like to see. Let me know in the comment section if this is actually something you're seeing as well. So that's it. On gold, going back on gold right here, you see recently broke the record highs. We're still strongly bullish. Is expected, to be honest. A pullback right now, I mean, it won't be bad if price actually pulls back from this entire push right here going on OTE. So you see somewhere, recovering that 50%. We're very far away from that correction. I mean, we have this support, this psychological level, which is the 2150, and just seeing if that level is going to be holding the price, because it's acting as a strong support right now. It's forming some sort of pattern right now, this accumulation pattern, something like this. And then we have this channel at the top going from, yeah, like something like this, just this little downtrend. So this could be that accumulation right now that is doing that triangle. So it probably is going to continue probably like this, and eventually wherever direction it breaks, even if it's to the downside, we might actually see a big displacement to the downside, a big move, aggressive. Or if it's going to the upside, we might see also a big explosion back up. So whatever direction it breaks, it's to the downside, it's going to crash. If it's to the upside, it's going to fly, very, very aggressive right here. So what you can do is just set alerts, right click, set alerts all over right there, maybe some alerts somewhere here also at the top, like in case you don't want to miss any of the moves. It's either to the downside or to the upside. Gold tends to be like that. It's a little bit different than than anything else. So keeping an eye. I wanted to go over also Bitcoin. From time to time, I like to check it out just to see how we're doing, since we recently skyrocketed, right? We broke record highs. We're at 73K. That was the maximum record, and it's pulling back right now. I always say this, guys. Bitcoin, like if you want to buy Bitcoin, you buy it on the pullbacks. You don't buy when price is breaking that record high. After creating record highs, all you have to do is be patient. Like if you have some money in there, maybe you could take or close some positions or take some profits, as the price keeps breaking. Like let's suppose you enter at the 50,000, and now price pushed up all the 73, right? So hey, it probably makes sense to be taking some profits and then adding back more money into your positions if you're buying, right? When price is pulling back. So in every pullback, it's good to be buying. So I'm still expecting probably price to displace a little bit lower. We are trading below now 70K, so we might see maybe price to be chopped a little bit. I just did that little break. You see that break right there, retest and then continuation. So I'm expecting probably markets to continue lower, probably to be ranging a little bit somewhere here, and then eventually gain strength, and then probably going back up. We could even go back all the way down to the 60, to be honest. And if it does, I mean that's good because this is a zone where you could buy. A lot of buyers are waiting for this zone to be taken again to just get rich, right? To reach for the Bitcoin to reach this area, and a lot of buyers are going to be getting into this again. So, I mean, that's how we should be looking for buys on Bitcoin or trading cryptocurrencies at least, in the long term, sort of. So, anyways, I hope it makes sense, guys. I am kind of bearish. For Monday. I still think I mean, at least for Monday, but then I want to see what's going to happen Tuesday, Wednesday. Of course, I would like to go more bullish after that. So, expecting price to have a reaction right here. I want the market to on Monday to go somewhere here, right there, and then probably from Tuesday, Wednesday, and up. Like I want to see that bullish direction. I would like to see, something like this, and then probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, price going back up. I would love to see that. If it doesn't happen this week, well, at least I want to see this lows being taken and that potential change the state of delivery or order block on the daily right here, right, to get tapped in. And I like it because, as I mentioned, I would go for that accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution, right? In the long term, we're still bullish, and we're going to continue bullish. The reason I see like the only reason I would see markets crashing is something really bad has to happen again. Either inflation reports, CPI, or Jerome Powell says something about the inflation and it's going to cause some panic, and these things are going to be crashing, right? Um, the elections are coming. The things this year it's also going to be very interesting as well with these elections. Mr. Trump is going to be running for president again, so it is going to be very move this year when it comes to that. So, anyways, I hope it makes sense. Let me know what you think, guys. Leave your comments below, and I want to hear from you. What do you guys think? It's just, are we going to go bullish this week? Are we going to go bearish? What do you guys think? What other pair would you like me to probably analyze on every Sunday talk here and there? So let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.